quiet. Okay.
So I'm having a little trouble with the live stream. It says stop live stream, so we must be live streaming. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm just playing around with everything, getting used to a new computer with the new settings in a new location. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to Cosmic Conversations. I'm your host, Sheila Seppi, here with little Willow, making all kinds of noise, wanting to join in on the fun. And you're watching us right here on the Conscious Awakening Network. Tonight, I am super excited because we have our guest, Toni Ghazi, who will be speaking to us about channeling and the praying mantis beings. Now, Toni is also known as the Antarean Heart, and he is a channel, a spiritual guide, an executive business coach working through the praying mantis beings and specifically the Antarean Stargate to bring through interdimensional and extraterrestrial beings with messages of unconditional love, integration, and to help guide humanity back to its true self by activating a remembrance of the magic, the miracles, and the magnificence and the infinite possibilities that already reside in us. And Toni, I'm super excited to have you tonight because I have had many night adventures where I have visited that Stargate. And so I am super excited to hear what you have to share. Willow is super excited to hear what you have to share tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. And thank you so much for being here. And welcome.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sheila. And thank you, Willow, for being the voice behind the screen. I just want to honor his voice. And he has good energy, sweetheart.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
yes. Oh, he's a sweetheart. Look at that face.
He is 7 pounds of pure rambunctiousness.
He just wanted to be on camera. Look at him. He's not even saying a word now. He's like,
I
all I
know.
wanted to be is on
I
camera.
know.
I
Like, I
love it.
just want to be there. I just want to be there.
Oh, sweetheart. Well, thank you, Sheila. I mean, I'm happy to talk about anything. I can begin with my journey, where I'm from, and all that good stuff. Would you like me to begin there?
Sure. Actually, what I wanted to do is
Please do.
ask, about a year and a half ago, where were you? All of a sudden, here you are, this beautiful face, sharing all this wisdom. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about who Toni is and how you arrived at this destination in time.
Yes. So a year and a half ago, actually like 4 years ago, I was sleeping so good in 3D, very asleep. No idea about what channeling is, no clue about any of these events, no clue about consciousness, like literally asleep. When COVID came is really when the beginning of my awakening happened. And look, when you awaken, like you awaken for 1 hour like one day, and then you go back to 3D life, and like 3 months later, right? You have another awakening. So that kind of gradual like awakening happens for a year and a half from like when COVID began, whatever, 2020 or 21, like for a year and a half. And then I took one channeling class that kind of propelled me into expansion. And my proof in that channeling class when I took it was my speech. So, like when I speak right now, you're gonna hear me use the word and then the word like, because I've always stuttered like all of my life, and it was very bad when I was a child till I was 25, and I've kind of coped with it. But when I took that channeling class, like for the first time ever, I didn't stutter as I was channeling. Like I've been a prisoner of my own throat and speech for years. I'm 44 years old now. So for years, and I still feel like that, at times. But like when I go into my channeling state, the flowiest, if that's even a word, the flowiest speech ever. And it was my proof for me. I didn't need any more proof that whatever just happened right now, like the shift of consciousness is real. And it just pushed me into this paradigm of of like learning all about channelings and UFOs and aliens and Sasquatches and parallel realities and stargates and Pleiadians and Arcturians and I don't know what else and mantis beings and I was afraid of bugs all of my life. I didn't like anything that's crawly. I didn't like anything with many legged. I was like absolutely like terrified, of them. So the fact that I'm walking like around Earth now saying I'm speaking to like bug beings, like praying mantis beings, I either must be crazy, like very crazy, place me in a mental hospital, or whatever happened to me was so visceral and real that I can't like shake my own knowingness of who I am. The praying mantis came through a past life regression, like the first past life regression that I ever had when I was hypnotized. And the first image, like literally, was a face of a praying mantis, the rectangular head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they came through, it was a flash. But the cool thing within that flash, I was in it for infinity. It was two awarenesses for the first time ever where, like, and look, I have chills all over my arm now, where I would, you see the chills?
I do.
You know,
Yeah.
where it was a quick image of this praying mantis, but within that quickness, I was in it for a long time. The next image was this like long-bodied silhouette, like 20 feet or like 30 feet high. It was very large. It was humanoid in like nature. So it had a head and then and like the shoulders and arms, all made of light. Again, it was a flash, but in that flash, I was in it forever. And there was a download that we're coming to you in this way because if we really like show you who we are and how we are, your mind will not be able to comprehend what it's looking at and it will shut down, like in a sense. It's so like vast that it wouldn't know like what it's seeing. So like we had to come to you in like this body silhouette to allow your energy to begin acclimating to who we are and to our frequency and to our vibration. The third and the last image, that was the most beautiful image ever, was I was like inside of this heart, but it was all like layered. So all these infinite layers of the heart. Each layer like was faceted. It was the most beautiful facet I could ever like see. It was so clear, like the clarity of the facet was so out of this world that if you've ever seen a like real crystal, clear like crystal in like real life, if you multiply this by like infinity, but with aliveness and with consciousness, so each of the layers, of the heart was faceted all the way, all the way like to infinity, and in the midpoint of that infinity, although like there's no midpoint because infinity, like we'll keep going, but like somewhere there was a small like spark of light, and I heard, all of you are so powerful. Us, we're so powerful that we don't need a massive like flame or a big bonfire to show ourselves how really like powerful we are. All we need is a small like spark of light, and that light reflected off the one facet to the next, to the next, to the next, to the infinity, create this beautiful Merkaba of light. And in that moment, I knew immediately. It was an instant knowingness that I'm infinite unconditional love. And look, look at the goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
I'm infinite unconditional love and I'm pure light. And like from that moment on, I knew I lived as a mantis beings. I knew like they're my people. I knew they're a version of me that I'm supposed to connect with right now. And then I just ran with it. Now, like you have to understand, I'm in the process of really awakening. So it happened and I got that knowingness, but I couldn't share it with anybody. And I couldn't like go out there and say, hey, I connect to the mantis beings, right? Like you're still kind of processing if like what really happened is real. Like, did I just hallucinate that? Is that just my imagination? Is that real? Is it not real? But then I have one Akashic reading with Debbie Solaris. Like she's a quite famous,
I know
Akashic
Debbie.
reader. Yes, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we're great friends right now. And then as we're speaking, she mentions the Antares, and I'm like, I had no idea like who Antares is. I don't follow horoscopes. I don't know what's in the sky. All I know is you have the planet and stars, and that's it. And then she says, praying mantis beings like come from there. And it was the most magical confirmation that I needed, that what I experienced like 2 months ago was not a hallucination. And it was just like the feeling of what just happened. Um, and I just embraced that version. I was so excited to know where I come from. Like, although right now I know that I'm the infinite and I don't have one place that I come from, but like then I needed this one place where I could say, I come from here. And it just pushed me into this new paradigm of like open expansion, like to the point that, look, I'm a good sleeper. I sleep, I can wake up, go to the bathroom 8 times, I can go right back to bed with no issues. I can take cat naps if I feel like, I'm tired, and I can wake up and I'm running. Through my awakening process, I would wake up in the middle of the night, 111, 222, 333, or like 444, even 555, or some other times like, of the night where I'm up and I cannot sleep for 2 or 3 hours. I'm on my phone trying to pass time. I'm on Netflix or Amazon. I'm trying to watch something. My body's exhausted. I'm like, I need to go to bed. I have to work tomorrow, but I cannot sleep. After a few of these versions, like what I really realized is that spirits are doing all kinds of downloads. Mantis beings, whoever else, are doing all kinds of downloads, because during those moments, I have these beautiful like epiphanies, where things just unfold so synchronistically, so miraculously, so out of the like left field, or like the blue, that I begin seeing like this pattern then, that when you have those moments when you're up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep, don't worry about the next day. Don't worry if you're going to be tired or not. Just surrender and be, and do the mindless stuff that you want to do, like watch TV and be tired, but don't worry, we're working on you in the background. And like during those moments, one of the callings was, you need to create a decal on the back of your car that says like you speak to aliens, that you channel praying mantis beings, and like create a website and drive around Washington DC. DC.
I
So,
bet that was quite the hoot, huh?
oh my God, I'm gonna show you a photo. So I live in Washington DC. It's like, quite conservative,
Oh,
and I'm driving around saying that I talk to alien beings.
yeah.
You know, so look, so this is my car, and I'll just try to zoom in a little bit.
Oh man.
And it says, I'm the Antarean Heart. I channel praying mantis beings. I have aliens. I have Bigfoot. I have spaceships. And look, I'm a realtor, right? So I sell houses. And I haven't ever been called to say I sell houses on the back of my car, and I'm still not called to do that. But I have clients that get in my car and I'm showing them houses, brand new people that like I don't even know, like we speak once on the phone. The first thing they see is that. The first conversation we have before anything is about spirituality, about aliens, about channeling. And it's the most beautiful conversation
Good
I've
for you.
ever had. But
Yeah.
that, like the reason that I mentioned that, that was my declaration, like to the universe, that I'm ready, I am willing and I'm ready to step into this version of who I am. And like, this is it. I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for the public. I'm not doing it for you. I'm just doing it for me because I'm ready to embrace what this like new version has, and then allow like the universe to unfold. And when I say miraculous things unfold, I've been doing events live every month since last November. I have an event every single month until next July, and they keep happening. But all these events, I have no clue they even existed, no idea. Um, and I've just have unfolded. Let me mention one more thing though. As I was awakening, and like when I embraced the idea that I'm a praying mantis, or I come from the praying mantis beings, all of a sudden I have light ships over my house during the daylight. This like sun, basically these, and I have videos on my website, and I have them here. I mean, I have thousands of videos. These light ships in the daylight like show up, completely rotating, brighter than the sun. Like they turn into this vehicle, they completely disappear 3 times. Then I have UFOs like flying all over my house. I have like footage after footage. And then I got called in the middle of the night, where like I was called to buy a night vision camera. So I buy it, and I just know that I have to go outside and then begin filming. I have videos after videos after videos of like V-shaped ship over my house, like flying. A star, like doing Morse code, like literally, like tick 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 tick. Like a star doesn't do tick 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 flash and everything.
Right?
These fast, like spaceship, flying from one end to another, orbs, beautiful orbs of like multicolored appearing. It was so magical. I was obsessed for about 4 or 5 months being outside, like when I get cold, and I'm out there for like an hour in the cold in the winter. And it's good to film like in the winter because it's clear sky, right? In the summer, like because the mugginess, like the sky is kind of cloudy, or hazy. So I would have these miraculous like moments where that would propel me and excite me and just keep me going to expand more and more. Also, I've been in DC for 25 years. Not one time have I seen a praying mantis insect. All of a sudden, like they would appear all over to the point they would appear on lock boxes, and I have photos like for realtors. Like we have these boxes, like where the owner like puts the key in there, and I have a card, like a special card where I would put it. I place a code to open the box to get the key to enter the house. On the lockbox, and I have photos. I can show you a praying mantis like sitting where I slide the card. I'm at a condo on the 12th floor. 12th floor. There's not a plant. There's not. It's just like sky and like a window. And I'm showing this condo at a specific time um, that like we scheduled, and there's a praying mantis on the screen of the window. Praying mantises would appear all over the place, like crazy stuff like that, that would just appear over and over again, just to remind me that yes, you are connecting with us. Yes, you're not crazy. Yes, 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 yes. So that's kind of like the short version, like without giving you like so many other, um,
Right.
like confirmation of like the awakening part, which happened about 4 years ago, but it really exponentially happened on in like July 2023, like when I placed that decal on the back of my car and began driving around Washington D.C., professing to the world that I talk to aliens and et cetera, et cetera. So.
Now, what was your reception with that new look on your car?
It was so amazing. I haven't had
Yeah.
one person look, I help people like from all over the world, every country, every denomination, every religion. When we speak about that, and I think part of it is like the way that I present myself. I don't present myself like to make you like believe me. I just tell you like this is my story and like this where I am. So I feel people like feel that energy, and like they don't like have the feeling that I'm trying to convince them like to believe in like the beyond. But just that conversation just turns into this beautiful like spiritual talk about consciousness, about like Christ consciousness, about Buddha, about Krishna, in a very beautiful, really like collaborative way. That hey, like this is my view, and like that's what I'm experiencing, and like that's their view, and like that's what they're experiencing, and we come together and agree on a lot of things that are, which is like unconditional love, about being one. So it's been the most magical thing. And I think part of it also, it helps people like break away like from the paradigm of being like homogenous, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I do real estate seminars at the World Bank, at the IMF, at the IFC, a lot of big corporations. Everybody is like PhDs, economists, like doctors, like this and that, very into 3D, very into their lane. And I go there with all these markings. And of course, now I do my nails, right? It's like the yin and yang this time. So I really step into that version of who I am. And I do tell them like that I talk to spirits as I'm talking to about real estate. And it's the most magical conversation we have, because on their face, you witness like this mask come off, that oh my God, he's being all these versions of who he is, and I also want to be whatever. It gives them a beautiful invitation to be more than the suit, more than this economist, more than a dad, more if I'm Indian or Pakistani or Middle Eastern or American or Chinese. It gives them this beautiful um, 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 opportunity to, when like they leave work, to explore the multi-dimensional version of who they are, the most magical experiences like that I have. And even on the street, like I was driving one time, and then I was pulling up like to a red light, and I hear this big SUV. It was this massive Suburban, all the windows down, and this blasting music. And I thought, it was college kids like listening like to music. It was a mom with two kids, like two twin kids, redheads like with pigtails and all kinds of freckles, like singing on the top of their lungs, just having fun. And they look at me and they say, "We believe, we believe, we believe." The little girls, and look, I have chills like on my arms. These two little girls like saw the
Yeah.
alien head on the side, and they said, "We believe, we believe." And then like they drove like in front of me, and like the girls the whole time as I was behind them, they're waving, saying like the most magical activating like moment where I'm like, "Ah, that's my purpose to activate people," or whatever, I thought it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful reception. And
That's
then I have
so
people honk on the street sometimes like when they see it, because like they believe it's just the most magical thing. It was just love and acceptance and oneness, and yeah.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I love the mantis beans. I always loved the mantis beans growing up.
Yeah.
They've been in my home. I love those little bitty clicks, as they're coming down the hallway, and their playfulness, how they kind of look in and then they look out and then they look in and, then they look out.
Yeah.
But the healing and the unconditional love and the magic that you feel in their presence is undeniable, absolutely undeniable. So, can you tell people, um, a little bit about how you are using this magic in your life, how you're now incorporating that, and if you're, offering healing, if you are kind of channeling them? Can you talk to that?
Yeah, look, thank you so much. And you're one of the few people that understands the type of energy, because when you really begin connecting like with the praying mantis beings, the unconditional love that you feel through them is undeniable, is like one word, but unimaginable. Like it's hard to describe real unconditional love.
Oh,
And like they told me like many times, like through the channeling sessions, that humanity doesn't really comprehend what unconditional love is. We understand it like with our mind, like intellectually, but we do not know what that means. But like they've allowed me like the portal to feel and experience like what that means. And when I say I love everyone and everything and every experience and every possibility and every probability, I really do. And like when I channel them, you cannot escape their energies. It's just like they come in and you feel this visceral like vibration of just integration, and of course you're gonna experience it like from your lens and like from your filter, like your way, but it's undeniable in like so many ways. They use color frequencies, they use like light frequencies, and then like sound vibration to create universes and like to create galaxies. They're literally like the way that they describe themselves, like to me, that they're this vast consciousness that's aware of all at once, yet they can be or have only one awareness of the one aspect of who they are and what they're doing. It's like their hands are intertwined into the fabric of the universes, and within all they're very aware of their interconnectedness with everything. When like they come through, and then like when I channel like certain topics, the way that they explain it through our limited words, and you have to remember they're using like the word bank in my mind however I speak, and to explain something that's beyond. But as they're using like those words, there's a lot of energies, there's a lot of packets of information that is coming through like vibrationally beyond the physical world, and it's so like palpable. You cannot like describe it. People feel high. They feel like completely different. They feel super joyful. They feel so integrated. They feel like they know themselves. They almost have like epiphanies like within their own consciousness. They feel like very expanded. And then oftentimes you get visitations from them. I have so many texts from people like after I channel for them. They're like, "Oh my God, Tony, I've lived in Wisconsin for, I don't know, 20, 30 years or like 8 years or 5 years. And I haven't had one praying mantis like insect, but all of a sudden they appear on their car, on their screen, in their backyard. They see like it's crazy stuff. Like they dream about praying mantises, like they have a memory flash, like true like visceral things will begin like will like begin happening to them, and it's great confirmation for me because it's kind of cool like to experience like with them. But the energies of how they come through, it's just it's
Oh,
just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. It's hard to describe with words apart from you like being able to feel it. But truly, what they also say is what you're feeling, what you're experiencing is not them healing you.
mm-hmm.
They're just giving you the healed vibration and frequency that's already within you, and you are becoming aware of that. That's what's already within, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say, I love that
Yeah,
because so many times, when you're working with someone,
yeah,
regardless of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever that is,
yeah.
one of the most powerful ways to move them from point A to point Z is to have them to drop into that source vibration, to really allow it to enshroud them and then go deeper, and really feel that. And so when the mantis beings are around and they are sending those vibrations in and of themselves, yes, they're awakening something within them, but they're also encoding people. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, thank you for saying that. So as I was saying earlier, like beyond the words, there's all these packets of information that because everything is vibration, really, right? The reason that we're experiencing ourselves as human, as this bone, the skin, the eyes, the nose, is because we defined our world through a limited lens. So you're seeing yourself from the limited perspective of the unlimited. But like when you're around them and like where they're downloading all these packets, you begin to experience things beyond the mind. Like when you're when I'm channeling for you and like you're there, like oftentimes like they ask you to close your eyes, and it depends from one person like to another. But like when they do, you drop into your heart and you begin to experience yourself as consciousness, and you begin to experience, hear, and feel your expandedness from new ways your mind cannot even comprehend. You cannot imagine it unless you experience it, and then you know what that feels like, and now it pushes you like more. So like they work on like subatomic levels, if that's even a word, and I don't even use that word normally. I don't know like where that came from, but they're kind of channeling within your own fabric of your energies. It's almost like they open up your like lens, they stretch your lens to begin seeing yourself, and beyond seeing, experiencing your true essence, your true vibration, your true interconnectedness with everything, and it's like a visceral experience you cannot shake. And like when you come back from it, your mind's trying to like rationalize what you just like went through, but no, in that moment you don't need to use your mind to try to understand the beyond. They always say allow your conscious energy, your conscious and your energy to bring to your mind, because the mind's already limited like to begin with, the unlimited. So you leave like from the experience just feeling expanded in many ways from your lens. That's just so expanded. And in those moments you literally activated yourself, you literally like turned on, switched on a lot of parts of you that have always been part of you, but because you were dormant to it, you didn't realize that they were there. And the whole idea of these whole experiences, like when you connect like with the man's beings, is to remind you of your own power, that you are an ascended master, that you are a god, that you are source, and you have the power to activate yourself like going forward. So it's a really beautiful like empowerment in a sense experience with them. That's just beautiful of like magnitude proportions, if that's even a word. I don't even know if that's like proper English, but I just had to say it that way. I also make up words, guys. It just feels good to make up words. I don't always go by the English dictionary. Like make it up. We're creation. So yeah, was that helpful a little bit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but would you like to do a little channeling for people so they could experience the magic?
I would love to. And my speech will change. I won't stutter. So, I'll like leave my 3D physicality of the speech impediment I have, but I've honored that, version of me too, because it's part of my path.
Beautiful.
So thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. So I'll come through. Like they'll bring a message first, and then like they say that you can ask a question, and like you're welcome to to open it up to your audience. If you feel like closing your eyes is fine. If you want to peek and open your eyes and close, there's no right or wrong way, guys. Please know that there's no right or wrong way. Do what's in your heart. You want to peek and look and observe, fine. If you want to close and be there, fine. You want to keep your eyes open, is fine. Okay, no judgment. And from the Antares Stargate, we come through in this way to co-create with you this beautiful reality of oneness, to merge your hearts with our hearts, to be one with you, to be one with the fully integrated version of who you are, to be one with Source. You are the Source. And as we come through in this way, we would like to remind you of your infiniteness of who you truly are. That the experience of what you call humanity is simply one part experience of the infinite. That you, as a source, as a creator, as the awareness that you had that you are the creator, chose with your awareness to experience limitation on this planet you call Mother Earth. And you decided through the act of forgetting who you truly are to re-emerge, remember, rediscover the infiniteness of who you are. You chose to be disempowered, the illusion of being disempowered. But know that it is through your infinite, unlimited power that you are able to experience the illusion of such disempowerment. It is through your infinite power as a source, as a creator that is forever living, that you created the illusion that you are disempowered. It is an illusion to begin with. So the sense of being disempowered, the sense of being separate is all an illusion. But through that experience, it allows you the expansion to be able to go through the depth of the darkness, the shadows of who you are, and through that to re-emerge back into the beautiful light of who you are. To re-experience yourself from that perspective, to allow yourself to expand further and further within the fabric of creation itself. You are all magicians, our dearest ones. You have the ability and do and always contain spelling the magic of your reality. You have simply forgotten that you can do that. And your society has been designed in such a way to keep you within the illusion of such disempowerment, within the illusion that you are not the magical being that you truly are. We are here to remind you that everything that you seek, the oneness that you seek, the unconditional love that you seek, the light that you seek, the version of who you are that you seek, the versions, the many of who you are that you seek, are all within you, and specifically within your heart portal. As your hearts literally are the portals of the many dimensions that you seek to experience, that you are searching for. And know that your hearts are the projector of your reality. Humanity is a stage of creation, we will say. You are on the stage of creation, putting on costumes to experience reality from that perspective. You are the producer of your own play. All of it through the eyes of creation is expansion. Every decision that you make, that you have made, that you will make, is never judged by creation. Creation sees everything, every probability, every possibility, every choice, every version of who you are as expansion, without the polarity of the good, evil, without the judgment spectrum that your humanity has created. Because you are energy and you are flow forever and ever and ever. And you, as a creator, decide and choose what to label that flow. And through the labeling of such a flow, you experience the infinite. You experience your creation. And with that, we will begin our dialogue with you as we activate your centers, your memories, to remember more of who you are. You are welcome to pose a question or make a statement at your leisure.
So, right now at this time in history, what is it that people can do to allow them to drop into the fullness of who they are?
Drop into the fullness of who you are. Pay
Yes.
attention to the words that are being asked. Drop into the fullness of who you are. In order for anyone to drop into their fullness of who they are, they need, in a sense, to see, accept, and integrate their totality into who they are, yes? Meaning, any person that you see out there, any choice that people make out there, any experience that you witness and observe out there by other beings, the key to begin to seeing your fullness is to be able to integrate those choices, those decisions, those experiences out there by others as you. The act of judging such choices separates you from the other version of who you are. The act of seeing that choice, that experience, from a compassionate and loving heart, integrates that version into who you are. Oftentimes, we have described to your humanity the following analogy. Should you feel called to close your eyes, please do so, as it will help solidify the question that was just posed from another perspective and lens. Imagine in your mind's eye a painting, whatever painting that you can see individually. An abstract painting, a painting of the ocean, a painting of a field, a painting of an animal, whatever you see. Let's assume that painting is your wholeness. is your totality, is the infiniteness of who you are, is encompassed in that painting. Now, as you live your life on your planet, as you witness other beings making their choices, allowing themselves to have an experience, as you live your life and judge a person's choice, we will say, you take a piece from that painting, a little square, and you throw it into the ether. You witness another being making another choice. You judge that choice. You grab another piece from that painting and throw it into the ether. You are sitting at home or in your car or in your office, and you begin judging yourself, judging the decision, the choices, the way you look, your past, what's going on now. With each judgment that you cast onto thyself and onto others, you literally take a piece from that whole painting and throw it into the ether. You are separating parts of who you are from your totality. And the painting that was once whole and total and complete now is riddled with holes. The challenge of your path is to begin redefining the way, in a sense, that you think, that you operate, as your society has conditioned you to judge all and to judge self. The real work, in a sense, is to be able to come to a space within yourself to not judge yourself anymore, not judge others. This doesn't mean that you cannot not agree with another person's choice. You can have that disagreement in a sense, but honoring that person's path, honoring that person's free will to make that choice with your heart allows the act of integration. And as you integrate that piece, you literally bring that piece from the ether and plug it back into that painting with the holes. And soon enough, every time you go back through your timeline and, in a sense, go back to the parts of you that you judged about yourself, go to the parts of others that you have judged, and see them with the love and compassion. You literally are bringing those pieces back into the painting that is riddled with holes to be able to remember again and see yourself as the whole total being that you are. Was that helpful?
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I have another question. It says, what are the connections between the triangulum portal and the Antari? And are the Antari connected to the black holes?
We smile as we enjoy this line of questioning. Allow us to expand your view on what portals, in a sense, really are. Because of your definition of living your life in separation, meaning that you are separate than the next human that is in front of you. You are separate than your neighbor. You are separate than the animals. You are separate than your mountains. You are separate than the rivers. You are separate than your planet. You are separate than the stars. Because of that act of separation, you are also experiencing the expression of portals from these differing descriptions of what portals are. Antares, other portals, etc., etc. When in reality, all of these portals exist within you. All of these portals exist within your essence and beingness. You are simply experiencing them as being separate from you with the labels you name Antares, Andromeda, Milky Way, whatever that label is. Essentially, these portals are consciousness, intelligent beings, and interwoven, in a sense, lines of communication that are part of you to begin with. And as you expand more and more and begin to truly comprehend what oneness means, and this is why we often say your humanity intellectually understands the idea of oneness, but does not truly comprehend what oneness means. Because if you truly understand that you are one with all, then you understand that all these portals that you label Antares, Andromedan, whatever the name may be, is you to begin with, and is emanating from your heart, from the source and the engine of your own creation, but simply being projected as being separate than you are because of the societal or the collective energy of your humanity to have decided to live in such a limitation. Is that clear?
Fallon, did that make?
Again?
Yes. Just a moment, please. Um, for the person that asked the question, was that clear? I think so.
Yes. Remember that you are all interconnected, always and forever. There is no point within your infiniteness and oneness where there is ever a disconnection. What there is an experience of a disconnection because of the focus and the lens. When you widen your lens and you open up your focus to experience yourself as all, then you experience all. When you narrow that lens and allow that focus to be more, in a sense, pinpointed or minute, then you are only being able to experience one part of the wholeness. But within that experience, there is no disconnection. That connection is already there. You are simply not able to perceive it or see it or experience it. Is that helpful?
Yes. To further expand on that, however, she says she's also curious about the relationship between the Antari and I think I'm pronouncing it correct, the triangulum.
Yes. Keep in mind that these portals, in a sense, are, as we said, intelligent, conscious beings. That the same way that you experience your humanity from the act of separation, that there are many humans on your planet, the conscious energy of portals, in a sense, also has its own collective of other portals that are assisting each other within the remembrance and the activation of the bigger portal of all, which is your hearts. That within the timelines of creation, depending on where you are individually on your path, how wide your lens is, how open you are to the impossible, to all the probabilities, allows you a specific experience with what you name portals. In terms of the relationships between one portal to another, it is always experienced through the lens of the creator, which is you. So the person that posed that question, where are you on your path and journey? And where is your relation? What is your intuition and instinct is, in a sense, is telling you the connection is between such portals. Because from your perspective and lens, and from another human's perspective and lens, you both could have two separate explanations. Does that make sense?
Okay, just a moment.
Yes.
She says somewhat.
Allow us to elaborate with that being a little further. Describe to us specifically what is happening or what is going on with the idea that you, between those two portals that you mentioned. What are you experiencing that elicited such a question that is specifically tied to you?
Okay, she's typing. Just a moment.
Indeed.
Thank you. She says in her birth chart, she had, oh, this is someone else. Just a moment. I'll get to that one. says, I have a triangulum constellation mark that appeared directly over her liver. So, did that appear on your physical body? Yes. So, it appeared on her physical body over her liver. So, she has that constellation on her
in,
body.
in the form of a triangle.
She said triangulum.
Yes. And where is the connection to the Antares? Why would the question be posed from the Antares perspective and not triangulum? Allow us to understand more the perspective of that question.
Okay, she's typing. Okay. She said Akashic information. I was told that it was related to the Antari by someone.
Understood. As you know, your liver acts as a filter of some sorts, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you were able to see or decipher or reveal to yourself the triangular symbol, we will say, reminds you of the polarity of your path. That there is, in a sense, the right and the wrong, and the neutrality, the center of such a triangle. It is reminding you that in order for you to activate and open up the portal, whether it's Antares or another portal, is to continuously stay, in a sense, in the neutrality aspect of things, to drop in to the aspect of neutrality for all. As we mentioned before, creation never judges any of your experiences. So as you judge yourself less and others, as you begin challenging your life and your path to live from a neutral aspect of things, from an observer aspect of things, allows you access to the portal that's within you. Begin using the filter of neutrality and less of the polarity to allow you to open up to the wisdom that is within you. Unconditional love is one of the main essence, vibration, and frequency of the Antares Stargate. This answer perhaps is relevant for this being. Unconditional love within your beingness, within your thought process, within your behavior and action and choices. Begin employing the act of unconditional love from a neutral space, and it allows you the opening of such a portal. You are being called to activate that aspect of you, to comprehend and experience and be the unconditional loving being that you already are.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I have one more question, if I may. Abby says in her birth chart, she has a square in Antares. Does that mean that there's a connection? And if so, how can she address that in channel?
We will need to elaborate and speak specifically to that being. When this idea of square being mentioned, what do you specifically mean?
To elaborate a little further, she says she guessed the question would simplify if it means a connection to her soul. And she says, "Do I ask Antares guide to step forward, or can they direct her channeling connection?"
We smile as this being already knows the answer, and in a sense is entrusting the messages that she is receiving. There are many ways to access the wisdom that's within. There are many layers of the trust, in a sense, in the surrender into your own knowingness and wisdom. Should you feel called to use your guides to guide you to the essence and vibration of Antares, that is one path. Should you surrender fully into what Antares means, and the act of surrender is allowing you to totally and fully be within that vibration, to reveal to you what you need to know that is relevant for you in that now moment, is another layer of surrender. Is that clear? So the choice is up to you. You may rely on your guides, and that is one path that will bring you relevant information, or you may fully surrender and drop into the essence of Antares and allow that conscious entity and being to deliver the messages to you from that perspective and frequency. Is that clear?
Yes. She said blessings and she thanks you.
Yes. Know that everything that occurs in your life, every marker, every piece of communication that is happening within your life is never a coincidence. Everything is interconnected. And as these little pieces of information, these little nuggets appear, they are revealing themselves to you for a reason. So instead of sitting there and doubting whether that piece of information is relevant for me, drop into that vibration and frequency and allow that piece of information that perhaps may not be clear right now what it means yet, allow that to guide you to what you need to know. You are constantly being surrounded and communicated by the many angels, ascended masters, other intelligent consciousnesses, constantly. The moment that you begin questioning yourself, the moment that you begin questioning a piece of information that became, in a sense, that revealed itself to you in that moment, the moment you get into your minds, begin challenging yourself to surrender the mind and let it go. And trust into your own interconnectedness with all. Because you are already interconnected with the idea of Antares. You are already connected with the idea of the square. You are already connected with the idea of the liver. You are already connected with the idea of the triangulum, etc., etc. The connection is already there. What you are simply revealing to yourself is that the wisdom is already within you, and it is within your awareness, and the way that you restructure your definition system was within your mind, and let go of the physical mind, because the physical mind is already limited to begin with. Allow a new paradigm of thinking and being and behaving from a consciousness aspect of who you are, the energy essence of who you are, and less from the dense aspect of your mind. Allow the consciousness of who you are to bring you the messages, and through that act, you begin to trust yourself. You begin to build a relationship with the energy essences of who you are, with the other intelligent consciousness that are out there, because you are always making contact, our dearest ones.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yes.
And I have one absolute final question that comes in that says, my experience for the last 40 plus years with the aliens have been painful. How can she forgive them? I'm sorry, it's not a she, it's a he. I was misreading that.
It is a
How can
beautiful
she forgive
being,
them?
after all. We are smiling Because the being that posed that question has already forgiven them. They are not aware of that yet. You are expanding into your own awareness that those quote unquote aliens, beings that you have connected with, were you to begin with, were another version of you, experiencing creation from their lens, their perspective, their angle of light. When you begin truly comprehending who you are source, you are the human, this version of you. You are your planet. You are the rivers, you are the sun, you are the moon, you are all the other beings, you are the clouds, you are the wind, you are the galaxies. When you begin to truly comprehend your totality as the one, as the source, and that you literally split yourself apart into these little pieces. You name aliens, you name a river, you name human. When you begin to recognize that the other beings, the conscious beings that you are connecting with, are another version of who you are, how can you not forgive the other selves of who you are? But because of the idea of limitation and separation, you experience your other selves as being separate and different than who you are, when in fact, they are another version of you living another timeline within the angular light of creation, expressing their light from their perspective. So we will say, congratulations on having 40 years of meeting the many selves of who you are. Redefine that story from that perspective. That yes, I have experienced these 40 years from one storyline of creation, that those beings are separate from me, and I experienced a challenging aspect of such. But today, I will rewrite that story in a new timeline that I have had the absolute pleasure to have the gift to meet the many aspects of who I am, to get to know the many aspects of who I am that have chosen to live their life from that perspective. And I welcome each and every one of them with an open heart, with unconditional love and compassion. And I'm open to integrating those pieces of who I am back into the full painting that I am, the totality of who I am. You have the power to rewrite your stories at any time you wish, our dearest ones, because you are creators, because you are powerful. You are loved in so many ways. You are the ascended masters that you are searching for. You are simply realizing that with every choice that you make, with every expansion that you go through, with every awareness of your expansion.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing and bringing through these beautiful messages tonight. We would absolutely love, love, love to have you to come back and be with us many times more to bring these wonderful messages through. We thank you so much for that.
Yes, and know that everything that you have experienced in this now moment of our co-creation as creators, meaning all of you and us, is already within you. There is nothing that is occurring in this now moment that is separate from who you are. Everything that you experienced, that you went through, that you are having, emotions, memories, energies, remembrances, is all occurring within you. This dialogue is emanating through your hearts, each and every one of you. The wisdom that you are looking for is within you. Know that. And trust your instincts. Trust the whispers of your lives as you are being whispered all the time with our unconditional love. Bright, 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 bright white light of creation. An infinite, infinite open heart. We thank you for this beautiful co creation as we have expanded through your experiences. You have allowed us a beautiful opportunity to become more of what Source is. We view you as our ascended masters, and we honor your journey to have chosen to come and experience limitation in such darkness. We witness your emergence into the light that you are with an open heart. We will bring the channel back momentarily as we go back to the Antares Stargate where we reside.
Toni, that was beautiful. I have not watched you on anything else. I have chosen this moment to experience this in the fullness, and I am so happy that I did. Thank you so much for coming and being with us and bringing these beautiful beings and helping, to touch the lives of people and to help them to better understand and to embrace these journeys that they're on, that we're on, that we've chosen to co create together. So, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Honey, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Like to your whole audience, know that everyone's ingredients was necessary. This is like baking a cake, right? Like for the cake to be great, you have to have certain ingredients. All of us created this magic. And I'm not channeling for you truly what's happening. I'm creating your excuse to channel back for me the information that I need to know through your questions. I always tell my clients that you think I'm channeling for you, I'm channeling for myself through your questions. I really am. I really
Right.
mean it. So, and that's how I expand, that's how you expand. And believe me, like when I say you all have been activated just by the energies, because in this moment, you allowed yourself to experience more. Whether your mind understands it, which probably at times is like, what the hell is happening right now? Don't worry about that part. That's the mind. The mind's trying to understand the infinite and it can't, right? Just allow the energies to seep in, and believe me, things will unlock. Seeds have been planted right now. Like when you go back to your own life, you're gonna have a dream. You're gonna listen to a song. You're gonna have this memory. You're gonna speak to a person. Things are gonna become unlocking. This is not a coincidence. This is an activation for me and for you. And I love you all so much. And I would love to channel it next time for a lot longer, because the more deeper I get into it, I go into the infinite. So like maybe we'll do like a 2 hour one like the next time where I begin
Oh,
and
yeah.
your people can ask all the questions. Um, know that you've healed in like this moment. Know that you've connected and accessed information within you. You've literally switched on all kinds of switches like within yourselves, and you chose to be here. You chose to create this. This is not by accident in any stretch of an imagination. And you're never alone, guys. All of us have guides. All of us have angels, ascended masters, and Buddha, Krishna, Christ consciousness. All these are labels for many energies. They're always guiding you. It's just when you don't believe that you're bigger than you are, you're not able to hear that. That's all. And the act of awakening and becoming enlightened is simply becoming more aware that you are larger than what you thought you are. And the more you become larger and aware of it, more you're aware of, the more information that's contained within this bubble. Like, and right, like if like this is your bubble, right? This is all the information you have. If you expand a little bit, now you have more information that you have access to. Now it's bigger. Now you have more information you have access to. This is what's happening. And no, and I'm still kind of channeling like consciously with my eyes open. Like they're saying is know that ascension. Sorry, there this it's a piece of lint. That ascension is life. Experience is ascension. There is no choice that you make that you're not ascending with or from. Whatever decision, like if like you judge yourself saying, oh shit, why did I like make that decision when I was whatever 10 or 17, or I should have made those decisions that you are judging yourself from the eyes of creation, it sees it as expansion. because it's all experiences. So let go of the burden that things should have been right. Oh, like, I'm 44 years old and I should be here. Whatever society tells you, whatever your parents tell you, whatever your husband tells you or your wife, or let go of those shackles. Know that every moment you lived, every breath you had, every heartbeat you have, every step you take and took, every decision you made that got you here is perfectly designed in your expansion, and all of it was enlightenment. All of it was expansion, and honor every piece of it. That's how you embrace yourself and let go of the shackles. They're heavy. They're heavy. They're so heavy. They're weighing you down. Hopefully that helps. Sorry, I kind of ranted a little bit.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Now, I want to share my screen real quickly
Okay.
and show everyone right here. We have an event coming up. Well, we have one in December also, but you can see Tony. You can also see Bridget, which I see out there, and many other people. You can attend this event Saturday or Sunday. Just check it out. The Conscious Awakening Network, you'll need to go to Eventbrite. Right now, we are experiencing some difficulty with our website, but do not worry because we have something new and exciting when that baby comes back up. Blow your mind. So please visit Eventbrite and check out all the phenomenal events that we have coming up. And Tony, thank you again so very much. And we really appreciate your being here. I appreciate the audience. I appreciate your questions and for allowing this moment in time to unfold exactly the way that it needed to. So thank you so much. And everyone, check out Tony. Do you want to tell them just a bit about your website, where they can find you, all that good stuff?
Sure. Thank you so much. So my website is the best way to reach me, and of course, here comes the stuttering because I'm back to my human body. So much energies to go through. ToniGhazi.com. So my first name, last name.com. You see all my events there. So I teach channeling classes and I do like private sessions and like I'm traveling every month until next August. So like you can see me live all over the US. What else? I have praying mantis crystal skulls that you can see. I'm the only one in the world that makes them. Uh,
Yes.
they're amazing, amazing piece of consciousness. I have all kinds of sizes. I'll show you just one little. This is a smaller one. I can imbue them with all kinds of energies. We can activate them. We can like encode them to connect with your galactic guides for healing, whatever it is. What else? That's it. And just I have so much love to give, and I'm living my version of life the best way that I know, and I'm trying not to judge myself. Guys, I'm like all of you. I'm not, oh, I want to say this quickly. Sorry, this is really important. I'm not any extra special than any one of you. All of us channel, all of us can channel, all of us do channel. It's just you're not aware that you do. And it's all about reminding you that you are your guide. And the idea of all of this is to begin relying on you, on your like ascended mastery and your flow of connection that's always there. And I'm doing my best to stay in that vibration and frequency. And I love you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so very much. We will definitely get you back again. And everyone, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And until we're all back together again next time, namaste. Much love, everyone, and have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Good night,
Love
everyone.
you
Good
guys.
night.
You're magicians. Don't forget your magic. Your